Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Eleana. I'm a Reiki practitioner, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you 5 signs that you may be an energy healer. Now, the first sign that you might be an energy healer is that you have this intense knowing that you are meant to do something important in your life, not only for yourself but for the whole of humanity. You don't know how to describe this, you don't know how to put this in words or even rationally understand it, but it might be a feeling that you've had ever since you were a child, ever since you can remember your perception of this reality, just knowing that you are meant to contribute in some great way to the world around you, to the people around you. Now, the second sign that you might be an energy healer is that you have an intense desire to help others. Now, this links back to the first point I mentioned, but when I talk about having an intense desire to help others, I really mean an intense desire. Now, I know most people, if you would stop them and ask them on the street, they would say, yeah, I want to help other people. Yeah, it's important for me to help others. But when I'm talking about this particular feeling, I'm talking about experiences that you've had in your life that keep you up at night because you are unable to help others at that particular time. Now, I want to share something from my own life. I grew up in South Africa, which is technically still classified as a third world country, even though it's kind of something in between, where there is very severe class differences. Now, I'm incredibly grateful that I had the opportunity to grow up in a higher social position, financial position, and I don't want to say that I'm not, but seeing the difference and seeing the intense social differences with my own eyes really rocked me and shaked me as a child. Like, it intensely disturbed me. When I saw little children the same age that I was begging on the streets, having nothing to eat, essentially starving, it is something that I could not handle. At the time, I grew up Christian, and how I coped with it is that I prayed every night for every child that I saw, and it took me months to be able to let go of the face of one child out of my mind. Now, I don't want to say that I desensitized myself, but in a way I even had to desensitize myself, because the amount that I was caring so much about these other children was starting to impact my own life. And I also think that this contributed to me having depression later in life. But so when I'm talking about this intense desire to help others, this is the type of feeling I am talking about, that you can almost I don't want to talk about this in an unhealthy way, but that you can almost not cope with the reality of life because you just feel the emotions so deeply. Now, you can also say that I'm talking about being an empath, and if that resonates with you, then I'm talking about the second point is that you are an empath. Okay, let's move on to the third sign. Now, the third sign that you might be an energy healer is that you have an interest in healing professions. Now, many of us energy healers start out being interested in medicine, in homeopathy, in witchcraft even, and there's no reason that you cannot practice energy healing in conjunction with any of those things, especially homeopathy and witchcraft. But for many of us, I would say that there is some reason that we, even though we were gravitated to Western medicine, that we decided not to pursue it or not to act on it. And that is because there might be some sort of resistance in yourself subconsciously against Western medicine that you don't even know why it's there. And that is totally okay. And if you are a doctor or a Western medical professional, I don't want to say that you cannot be an energy healer. The fact is, you have to make your own path. You have to be the one that walks your own path. So do what resonates with you as an individual. Now, the fourth sign that you might be an energy healer is that you have a very well developed sense of intuition. Now, the easiest way to describe intuition is this gut feeling that you may sometimes get about a situation. Without knowing the facts or knowing why you feel like that or think like that, you might have a very clear feeling or thought about a situation. Now, your intuition is something that you cannot explain to others. You cannot rationally explain it to others. But you need to trust this feeling. Now, when I tell you this, please, if you would take one thing out of this video, even if you don't resonate with energy healing or anything, trust your intuition above all else. Your intuition is located in the third chakra, even though we can oftentimes experience it really as this strong, fiery feeling in our solar plexus. And I want you to trust this feeling. If something tells you something is off about a situation, off about a person, or right about a situation, right about a person, trust that feeling. You know, you energetically know, you can energetically sense it. And if you decide to pursue energy healing, this is the biggest tool that you can have and develop. This is something that will help you heal others, because you will intuitively know what you can do for them, intuitively feel what may be the problem with them, even if Western medicine or other people, medical professionals, are maybe giving another opinion and nothing what they're doing are working. You have to be the one to trust your intuition and make that final decision, okay? Well, oftentimes it's used in conjunction with other things, but I'm just talking about your intuition. Please trust it. Be guided by your intuition. Be guided by these thoughts and feelings you are experiencing. Because most of you, I promise you, 99.9999%, if not 100% of you watching this video are empaths. And the biggest gift we as empaths have is intuition. Now, the fifth and final sign that you might be an energy healer is that you are very aware of the energetic realm. Now, I'm going to be specifically talking about 2 ways that you may be aware of the energetic realm, but please be aware that there are hundreds, and these are only the ones that are in my conscious awareness. Now, energy is everything. Everything starts as energy. Every molecule, every atom, every thought, every feeling, music, us, everything is energy. So when we are energy healers, this is exactly what we are working with. We are working with things on an energetic level. Everything starts on an energetic level before it is manifested into the physical and into mental and whatever other states. Everything starts as energy. Now, there are 2 ways that I'm very aware of and that most people might be experiencing the energetic realm. If you're experiencing the energetic realm in another different way, please leave it down in the comments down below for other people to read about and also to educate me a bit, because we can all learn from each other around here. So the first very distinct way that I think almost every one of you might have experienced in your life is to simply feel the energy. Now, the simplest way to explain this is if you walk into a room or into a space and you can sense the atmosphere. You can sense that something might be off, or that the room is very dense. Let's talk about a house that no one has lived in for a few years, or where someone has died recently. The house is very dense. It might feel cold. It might feel almost suffocating, even though the windows are open, even though there's fresh air coming in, even though it might be entirely clean. But it feels cold, suffocating, dusty on an energetic level. Now, when you get these feelings, you might also experience these feelings. Oftentimes we experience these feelings about people when we meet them for the first time, or just in general. I think the most important thing you can do is to explain to yourself in words what you are experiencing, what you are feeling. This space feels, like I said, okay, well, let's do something else. This space feels very vibrant. It feels very alive. Oh, this person is very blah blah blah. It is very important to put what you are experiencing into words. Now, if you don't want to be walking around like a madman talking to yourself, that's totally fine. You can also just do it in your in your head, in your mind's eye. It's fine. The reason that I say it's important to explain these things to yourself as they come up is that it will make it very clear for you when you are experiencing the sense of connecting to the energetic realm, picking up on the energetic realm. The more you explain these things to yourself, the more easily you will be able to know when you are picking up on these energies. I know that sounded a bit convoluted, but I hope you understand. Now, the second way that a lot of us pick up on the energetic realm is that we see energy. Now, this is also personally something that I experience daily, and that this is to simply see energy in everything that you look at. Now, this is a bit hard to explain. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know, like how to put this in words, it's a bit difficult. So when you look at an object, say for example, I'm looking at what's right in front of me. It is almost like there's this film between me and the object I am looking at. And with this film, I see words cannot entirely describe. It's almost like everything is moving. Everything is constantly moving, and I can see that it's almost like I'm aware of the molecules or the atoms that are making up the object, and this is vibrating in front of me. Now, when you are in an enclosed space where there's maybe not so much fresh air or it's energetically very dense, it can be harder to pick up on this. For me personally, I'm aware of it 24/7. It's just quite normal. It's been that way since I was a child. But if you want to try this out for yourself and you're not entirely sure what I'm talking about, I encourage you to go outside on a very sunny day when it's bright outside, the sun is shining, and look up at the sky. Look up at the blue sky if there's a blue sky, and stare at it. Stare at it until you're don't stare at the sun, just stare at the sky, until you know the point where you focus on something and everything starts to go out of focus a bit, but your eyes are still open. I promise you will start to see what I'm talking about. It's like this, okay? This is like you can just see it. Sometimes it makes patterns or shapes or orbs. It will present for each person in a different way. Oh, sorry. But I'm sure you will be able to pick up on it if you're outside. If not, please try again if this is something that you're interested in. For my partner, it was like that I also talked to him about these things. He was like, "Eleana, what are you talking about? You can see energy. You're just crazy." And I encouraged him to try it a few times, and now he's also able to easily pick up on this. So this is something you can train if it is something that interests you. And yeah, that concludes the 5 signs that you might be an energy healer. Now I think it's important to note that all of these things put together can paint a very clear picture for some people not. So I hope you found something in here that resonates with you. But above all, once again, trust your intuition. If I didn't mention something in here that resonated at all with you, but you know in your heart that you are meant to be an energy healer, then that is the path that you are meant to pursue. And for my friends out there who know that this is something that they need to do, let's just wait for the aeroplane. Now for my friends out there who know that this is something that they're meant to do, but they don't know how or when or what, I want you to stay calm. I want you to stay curious, read as much as you want or can about topics that interest you, and I just want to tell you that don't worry about finding your path, because your path will find you. I know that sounds cliche, but that is how it is. When you are ready, your path will be presented to you. And with that concludes this video. I hope you have a lovely day, and until next time, bye bye.